It's Joe Pavelski there. You're on with John Scott. Dropping the gloves to John Scott.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Pavs? How was it, buddy?
It was good. It was a little bit of everything, to be honest. But obviously, being San Jose for as long as we were, it was tough. But now that we're here, where we're at, we're looking forward to everything.
Oh, you're super boring, Joe. Come on. Did you talk to?
I know. What do you want?
Did you talk to Jumbo or any guys when you were leaving before you left, or what'd you say?
I FaceTimed Jumbo, and I FaceTimed him yesterday. I FaceTimed him a couple times throughout the whole thing, and we talked to a few of the guys and everybody. It's, that's just the business side of things, and he knows he gets it. It's hard. We had such a good thing going, and we always had so much fun, as you experienced, and that's the hardest part. You'll miss the guys, and I'm sure we're going to a great group going forward. But man, the calls are funny. They're filled with a little bit of everything, and I don't know. He's great. He's been great throughout the whole process. And,
I know. I always tell everyone. Everyone's like, "What was your favorite team you played for? What was it? Tell me." I'm like, "Listen, it was the Sharks. Even though we were bad that year, it was so fun just because all the guys were cool. It was a disaster of a year with like McLennan and all that stuff and Dougie and the captaincy issue, but it was just a fun year. So yeah, you guys were always super cool."
Yeah, we made the best of that year, really, and it was there was a lot of stuff going on. Not a great year, but just you learn a lot in times like that.
I know.
We're in the finals. It's crazy. It's never that far away. So many awesome memories for sure.
So let's move past San Jose. I've moved past it. You're already moved past it. How did you choose? So you told me your two big choices were Tampa and Dallas. Did you visit those teams? Like, do you talk to the GM or players there? What did you go through for a big ticket guy like you, Joe?
A lot of the same problems that you had, Big, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But it was, it was pretty cool when teams started calling. A lot of teams were checking in, and we kind of, when we had the first few teams that we kind of identified, Dallas was one of them, Tampa was one of them, Colorado. Certain teams, there were, Minnesota calling, Chicago, teams close to home, teams you watch growing up, good teams. But for us, I think at the end, the biggest thing, if I was leaving San Jose, I wanted to, still have a chance to win that I really saw and believed in. And, so you identified a few teams, went down to Dallas and then went down to Tampa on the visits, wanted to see the city, wanted to just spend a little bit of time with, the GMs and see the facilities and living. It was, both cities blew me away, really. Both GMs were great. They did a tremendous job hosting us. It was tight. It was what a tough decision, man. I didn't think it was going to be. I knew it was going to be hard, but it was tough. You just never know if you're making the right decision, and you know what? Things work out in certain ways, and just wrap your head around it nonstop. And my screen time went way up on my phone. I was like, you gotta be kidding me! They spent that much time on it. It was.
Well, it's a huge family decision, right? Like, it's not just you.
It's not just me. Obviously they know we need some good hockey to play with because the game's great and it is better when you're winning. But at the end of the day, everything's got to fit right. And
yeah. Did the wife had any?
Right.
Did your wife had any say in it? I know your little guy. He's probably getting older. He's got tons of friends at school there in San Jose. But how much of a factor were they in the decision?
Yeah, they always come into the decision. Hey, we talk it out. What's the feel? How they feel? Can they see themselves here? It's. I mean, there's so many things that go into it, the feel for it. And, it's a big part. We love the city in Dallas. We love the city in Tampa Bay, and we couldn't go wrong with either team. Ended up going with Dallas. It worked out, and yeah, she had a little say in it. At the end of the day, it's just hard to make one choice, and we believe we made the right one, and we're excited for it.
I think you did too. It's so cool. I know. I'm happy for you guys. Dallas is what?
Dude, Nate, my boy's pumped. Dude Perfect is close by, and those guys are great. And that was his big say. He liked Dude Perfect, and the youth hockey. We're there. We're touring youth rinks and seeing all that. And it's So it is a big, you know, we were really surprised how good the youth programs looked in both Tampa and Dallas. And, you know, so you take in those family considerations because we're on the road a lot. You're going to be one dealing with a lot of it, so you got to make sure all those boxes are checked off as well.
Oh, it's huge. It's definitely huge. They're a big part of the decision. I know mine was. I got kids coming out of my ears, so anytime, even if I go to the store now, I have to ask my wife, I'm like, can I go for 10 minutes? Or I can't imagine now.
That's why you started the show, right?
I know.
A little free time.
So have you talked to the guys there, Ben or Sagan or the boys? Have you got a hold of them? Were they a part of the recruiting package?
Yeah. Jim was in town, so I got to spend a little bit of time with him when we were there, and then talked to a couple of them. Bish was a good resource because he played both in Tampa and Dallas, and he was there and honest about things. And I didn't have a bad choice really. It was just where it was going, but it's great to hear from the guys and talk. It was the same way. They're checking in, and but love hearing from guys. It's a big part, and you know, knowing the team and the guys you're going to, we're excited.
So now that you're there and you know the guys, I've noticed watching Dallas the last few years, they've lacked a little element of sandpaper toughness. Is there any way you could call up Jimmy Nill and give the old Big a shout out? Because I still got lots of legs left, Pavs. I'm telling you what. Come on, do me a solid.
We tried to get you for the run at the end of the year. We wanted that. That was something. That's why we brought in Hales. Just another good teammate, tough guy. You know, adds that sandpaper element. Could score a goal or two when he's given the opportunity. You're still the only guy that I've seen score a goal and then try to get into a fight right after. I think that was where were we? Washington.
Yeah.
That was a nice goal too.
Oh, jeez. All right, one more question. Who's the new captain in San Jose?
Oh, that's tough, man. Everybody talks about the leadership in San Jose, and you know they talk that we did a good job and this or that. At the end of the day, it's such a group effort, and they got some good guys. My bet would be probably Cooch, maybe. You got Bernsey coming right there. He's been incredible the last few years. Those are my picks, I think.
Yeah, I told everyone there's not a lot of egos in that room. Everybody just wants to win, so it's not really a huge deal. So I agree.
The best thing about that, we brought in some big personalities, and it's fun to have big personalities in the room. That's why it's fun, and everybody just has a good time with the practice fun games are fun. You know, we enjoy it, and everybody checks them at the door when we get going, and you know, so guys will step up. You know, a couple of the young guys are going to have to take on a bigger role. And, you know, they've only made strides along the way. So I believe they're in a great position still.
Yeah, I think they're going to win the Cup next year. Dallas. Dallas is going to win the Cup.
Right?
So when's the next golf tournament? When's the next Pro-Am, Joe?
Man, this thing has put a dent in my prep for the ACC championship out in Tahoe in a week and a half. So I got to get out there. It's what an awesome week. We're going out to Tahoe. When I'm out there, Sarah's not going to come this year. She's going to head down to Dallas and try to find a house and, you know, keep that process moving because you've bounced around, and this is the first time I've had to do it. I can't imagine having to do this a bunch. But so I think it's right around July 14th, probably tournament, 13th, 14th, and it's one of my favorite weeks of the summer.
It sounds good, buddy. Well, hey, thanks for calling in, Pabs. Appreciate it, buddy, and all the best. I'll FaceTime you soon. Me, you, and Al Stalock. We'll get on a FaceTime.
Oh, that'll be incredible.
All right, Pabs. Have a good one, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Whoa! What do you think about the John podcast now?
How'd you pull that one off?
That was sick. I'm sweating. I'm so nervous. That was cool. You got some nice information, inside information about what it's like to be courted by a team, a few teams.
Yeah.
Out there and his family.